Hello friends, nice to see you back. In this tutorial we are going to learn group by and having clause. Here you can see on your screen we have total two tables, student table and city table. In our student table we have 5 columns, ID, name, age and city. And we have another table, city, and here we store city names. And we save city ID in our student table. And now I want to find out how many students came from which city. Something like that. According to the personal table, from Delhi we have 1 student. From London we have 2 students. And from New York we have 1 student. Here you can see London ID is 2. And this ID exists 2 times in student table city column. That's why it returned total student 2. And here you can see a ID 4, Agra. And it doesn't exist in student table. That's why in our result it don't provide the city name. So when we need to extract this kind of record using select command, we need to use group by clause. It's going to group cities. The group by statement groups row that have the same values into summary row. Like find number of students in each city. And group by statement is often used with aggregate functions. Count, max, mini, sum, average, etc. When we use group by clause, then also we need to use aggregate function. And we learned about aggregate function in our previous videos. So aggregate function is compulsory with group by. And I told you one thing, when we use group by, joins are not mandatory. You can use it only one table. Let's see the syntax. First you need to type select command, then you need to provide columns name. Otherwise you can use star sign. Then you need to type from table name. And then you need to provide the where clause. And it's not mandatory to use where clause. And you can use group by without where clause. And last you need to provide group by. And then you need to provide the column name where you want to group. And if we want to use group by with joins, we can. Let's see the syntax. Select columns name from table 1, and if you want to use inner join, you can. Inner join table 2. Then on keyword. On table 1 dot column name means foreign key equal to table 2 dot column name means primary key. And if you want to use condition, it's up to you. Last you need to type group by and you need to provide the column name. So let's start the practical and see how it's work. So finally I am back to my MySQL Workbench application. And I already created a table named personal. As you can see, we have total 5 records in this table. Here you can see 2 columns, city and language. Here you can see the IDs that we are fetching from other table. And now I want to count students by their city. I just want to extract how many students came from each city. And if I show you my city table, here you can see we have total 4 cities. Delhi, Kolkata, New York and London. So I'm going to type select city, comma, now I'm going to use aggregate function, count. Inside the parenthesis, we need to pass the column name from personal table, where we save city's ID. The column name is SCT. And then I'm going to type from. And our table name is personal. I just want to extract how many students came from each city. So I'm going to type group by. And then we need to provide the column name, which is city. And if I execute this code, it's going to return 2 columns, city and count. So let's execute the code. Hey, there is a silly mistake in our code. Our column name is SCT, not city. And if I execute this code, now you can see the result. From ID 1 means city 1, we have 1 student. From ID 2 means city 2, we have 1 student. From ID 3, we have 1 student. But from ID 4, we have 2 students. And if I show you my city table, here you can see our ID 4 is London. And if I show you my personal table, as you can see, Smith and Emma came from London, means ID 4. That's why it's written ID 4 count 2. Now the problem is we cannot see the city names. So we need to use joins to see the city names. So I'm going to join this city table with personal table. So first I'm going to take a alias name for this personal table, P. And then I'm going to use inner join. And now I need to provide our second table name, which is city. And I'm going to take alias name for city, which is C. And next we need to use on keyword. It's mean where to join our table. And I want to join personal.sct column with city.cid column. This is our foreign key column and this is our primary key column. and now we need to provide the exact column name which I want to see. If I show you my city table, you can see column name is city name. So here we need to provide city name, c.city name, and also we need to change little bit in our count section. Just we need to provide p.sct. I just assign this sct column from personal table. So it's time to execute the code. If I execute this code, here you can see, now we can understand this result properly. From Delhi, 1 student. From Kolkata, 1 student. From New York, 1 student. From London, 2 student. As you can see, it's not a proper column name. So I'm going to take alias name for this column as total. And if I execute this code once again, now you can see our column name is total. So now we can understand how many students came from each city. And now I am going to show you how can we use where clause with group by. And we need to use where clause before the group by. So I'm going to type where p.gender equal to male. So I use a condition and I want to see all the students who are male. It's going to return total student from each city. But there is a condition. Student should be male. It's not going to count female student. And if I execute this code, here you can see from Kolkata 1 male student, from New York 1 male student, and from London 1 male student. As you know, we have 2 students for New York. But according to the where condition, it's written 1 student, means 1 male student. So I hope now it's clear for you how can we use where clause with group by. Just you need to remember, we need to use where clause before the group by. And if you want to ordering this table, yes, you can. After group by, just you need to type order by, and I want to order by their city name. So I copy this line, and if I execute this code, here you can see it's print our city name ascending order. So we can use order by with group by. Just you need to remember, after group by you need to pass order by. So this is our group by clause. Let's talk about our having clause. We already learned how to extract total number of students using group by clause. And if we want to set a condition in this result and try to extract a new different result, I want to extract those city names where we have more than 1 student. In that case, we need to use having clause. We cannot use where condition in this result. Most of the time we use having clause with group by. We cannot use this having clause anywhere else. So let's see the syntax. First we need to type select command, and then we need to provide columns name. From table name, group by columns name. After group by, then we need to provide the having condition. Just you need to remember one thing. If you use where condition, then you need to use it before the group by. And if you use having condition, then we need to use after the group by. And this having condition based on this group result, not the table columns. So let's see it practically how it's work. So first I'm going to remove the condition. I don't need this where condition for this example. And then I'm going to run this code. Now you can see from London we have 2 students. And now I want to see those city names where we have more than 1 student. For this I'm going to use having clause. Having, and now I'm going to count the city. So I'm going to copy this count section and paste it here. Greater than 1. So this is our condition. If there isn't more than 1 student in a city, it's going to return this city name. And if I execute this code, here you can see it's written only 1 city name, London. So this is the only city that we have more than 1 student. So I set this condition using having clause, not where clause. If we want to set condition to group by result, then we need to use having clause. We cannot set where clause in the group by result. And last thing I want to say, we can use any aggregate function like sum, average, etc. So I hope now it's clear for you what is group by and having clause. Thanks for watching this video.